All right, everybody. Hi. Welcome to the Sunday Ask an Angel call. So good to be here with all of you. Loving you all so, so much from my heart to your heart. Last time I saw most of you, we were doing the solar eclipse. So I don't know how that went for you. It was magical where I was. Today, we're going to talk to Mary Magdalene, and receive a really beautiful healing and activation and upgrade that will assist us in receiving all the light that's coming in. So it's so beautiful. Hold on, let me just check something there. Okay. So, I realized after the fact that when we did the solar eclipse, that the PowerPoint that I was sharing, you guys couldn't see. And I bet that was frustrating for you, but I didn't notice because I was so in my space that I wasn't aware. But I wanted to show it briefly, real quick, right now, just to give you an idea of what we'll be doing with Mary Magdalene in today's session and to sort of help you to sort of tune in to the frequency. We're really moving into this whole new earth vibration. I don't know if you're feeling it. I've had this really big shift in my body that's been taking place for a couple weeks now since I returned from Ireland, and it was deeply amplified during the solar eclipse. And it feels as though the codes that we've been working on for all these years and on a kind of a mental level and receiving them are really moving in the light body in a new way. And so, as we activate our light body to step into these new states of consciousness and merge with the new earth, as we all very well know, it requires a letting go and a deep surrendering of old energies. And I think that that's what Mary Magdalene is going to help us do today. So I had put it out there we were going to tap into her because I kind of had like a fleeting knowing about that. And then it flooded in late last night and I received what I needed to. So I'm going to share that with you. Before we do that, let me just show you very briefly. I'm going to share my screen and kind of just give you some imagery because art and images are very powerful in supporting the activation and seeing things so we have a better understanding. All right, so sharing my screen. Give me one moment. So remember the solar eclipse. And do you guys remember that everything in that moment was about holding as much love as we possibly could and just radiating it out wherever we could, recognizing that in that moment it was going to really amplify. And so what we've done as we talked about the deconstruction of the paradigms of ways of being and thinking in the old systems as they're collapsing, we as bodies are the conduit to anchor and to bring in this new frequency, right? To bring it through our body and to express it so that as it moves and is expressed through us, it radiates out into the people that we care about, that we love, and everything we do and everywhere we go. And we begin to experience things in a very different way. They all just start to really come alive. And that's what it's going to feel like as we're bridging the two worlds right now. But as we really step into the new earth, this is the feeling that we're going to start to feel, this feeling of heaven on earth. I will be teaching the new Earth Code starting on Earth Day, which is the 22nd of April. It happened to synchronistically line up that way, which is perfect. And we're going to be creating together in that light code as a community a web of the new template of the new earth as Grandmother Spider was sharing with us. And everyone in the class will design a symbol, and that symbol will be a little dot of dew on the greater big web of to merge into the unified field of how we build the new earth. Because we talk so much about the collapsing of old paradigms, ascension, moving into higher timelines, the new earth. But how do we build it? What does it actually look like in our reality, and how do we work with it within the new construct and with one another? So here Debashree has put together this beautiful drawing. It's a little hard to see. I need to blow it up a little, but you get the idea of the infinity signs moving into each other. And what Mary Magdalene was showing me last night is as the infinity signs move on. They're going to move actually through us, and it's through the 0 point of the infinity that we open up this space to release the old construct and allow light to come into the new. This is a symbol here that'll be part of the new earth, which encompasses so many things, and it also includes the light codes that we've been working on as they're coming in. So this is the symbol I just want you guys to energetically take in right now. And as I was just sitting here and meditating and tapping in, I realized there's just so much going on here, right? Because we're interlocking all these beautiful energies through the infinity symbol, which is opening up these 0 points into the torus field. And you can make this three-dimensional and spin it. It turns into a spiral, and there's a lot happening. But Mary Magdalene is showing that this is what she'd like to do today in our chakras. So in each one of you today, you'll receive this template inside your own all of your 7 chakras as it begins to spin and create a connection within this energy. So you think of it in a sense as your body will be laying down flat. Mary Magdalene will be coming in. The symbol of the infinity that will be running both horizontal and vertical will lie over each chakra, and as it does so, the energy will be poured into the 0 point through you, and in doing so, it's going to dislodge any of the old programming as it falls away, and you will create space to receive light into the new chakras. So we're building and activating the body light temple. So just open up your body like this and allow it to come in. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. I hope you kind of got that. If you didn't, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. um, so I'm going to channel. If for some reason you're new to what I do, I've been channeling since I was a young woman. 21 years old, and I'm going to make some sounds, and that's how I connect to the frequency. Then it comes in and says hello, and wherever you are in the world, we can't, because we're on Zoom, we can't all say hello because it's too technically complicated, but you please say hello back wherever you are. Casey will be the anchor for me with that. Raphael will come in and probably have some type of message, and then we're going to go right into the Mary Magdalene activation. If you would like to lay down for this activation, probably a good idea. If you want to put on a blindfold, probably a better idea. And if you want to turn off your phone, great idea. Okay. All right. So fabulous. So here we go. Mm, okay. Ready? Hmm. Ow, 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 oh, ow, ow, ow. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hello. Hello.
hello.
Hello, we are very delighted as always to be here and to attune to all of you and your energies as we are feeling into one by one all of your frequencies and all of those in any time, in any timeline that will be attuning to this transmission, as it is quite powerful and important for the evolution of humanity as a whole and the awakening inside your own being. As you may be aware, a frequency has been unleashed around the globe that is rising and moving. And we know that some of you are feeling this frequency very strongly, and it may be presenting itself in different forms and in different ways. And so we invite you to deeply trust in its process and how it is operating and working and what it is that it wants to do and to share and to love and to heal. And with that, Mary Magdalene's frequency is very much in alignment with this energy, this love vibration. And although we are calibrating Kelly's frequency to see if she can fully embody and channel Mary Magdalene, for this has been or has not occurred in some time. If not, we will fully translate what is being done and said. With that, we want you to take a nice deep breath and breathe in. And as you are breathing in, we ask you to move into your heart center and ask if you are choosing in this now moment to participate, to anchor into, and to connect and to embody and to be and a participant fully in the new earth frequency. And you may get a resounding yes, or you may get a maybe, or even a no. And there is no judgment in your contract or the design that is arising for you. But it is that in order to, if it is a yes, fully step into this new way of being, it is supportive to receive these types of activations that can come in this way through this transmission and frequency, but in many other ways as well, to open up and activate the light inside. And so, with that, just begin to breathe. And as you are breathing, breathing in and out, and in and out, becoming aware of awareness itself, becoming aware of your body, tuning into your body and listening to it. Perhaps it is whispering something to you in this now moment. Just notice and open your heart to the awareness of whatever your body is wanting to say or do, or whatever it is that you are wanting to feel in any way without any judgment. And as you are doing that, we're going to count. And in the counting, we're inviting you to drop into a very deep state to connect with Mary Magdalene and her frequency. She is extraordinarily beautiful and powerful, and she is a healer and has agreed, and even more than agreed, is desiring to love you and create healing in your body as you unify different parts and release other parts so that you may be able to activate something that's been asleep perhaps for a while. And so, with that, as we are counting from 5 to 4, you are dropping down deeper and deeper. And we're going to triple that. So, as the numbers decrease, you are quadrupling even the energies as they are falling down deeper and deeper. And you are letting go more and more as your eyes are becoming heavier and heavier, and your shoulders are dropping, and your jaw is relaxing, and everything in your body is surrendering to this moment and just letting go, dropping down 3 even further as you feel the earth beneath you as it begins to open. The earth is opening underneath you, and you are falling and spiraling down into the earth. And as you spiral down, it is getting darker and darker, and you are finding your way and just letting go, as if you are sliding down a beautiful spiral. And this spiral is taking you down into the depths of the earth, inside of the earth. And as you go further and further, you feel the pulsation and the heartbeat of the earth. And as you go into the earth, you drop down to one, and then even more so to zero, where you find yourself standing inside an empty space that feels a bit hollow. And in this space, when you look down, you see an infinity symbol on the ground. And you are standing in the center of the infinity symbol, and it is lit up and it is bright. And as you look at it, you see that it is not just one infinity symbol where you are standing in the center. The first one that you notice is running vertical, as you see the energies moving and pulsating through the symbol itself. But as you look closer, you notice that there is a horizontal infinity symbol beneath your feet, and it is interlocking and intersecting at the 0 point with the other infinity symbol, and they are moving and lit. And the energy is moving rapidly, and it is turning into a snake, and you see it. And do not be afraid of the snake, for the snake has received a bad rap, but the snake is powerful and transformational, and it is winding its way and slithering around the infinity symbols beneath you, but it won't bite you or hurt you in any way. It is here to love you and to bring transformation and great healing, as it is awakening all around the globe to bring one thing, and that is the frequency of unity and love, as these energies intertwine together. Standing here now, allow yourself to go even deeper as your eyes become heavier, and you start to notice that the infinity symbols, where they are interacting and intersecting, are in the 0 point, widening, as if you feel something beneath your feet even beginning to tremble. And as that is occurring, you notice that the infinity energy is widening and it is spinning, and you are able to fall into it, as if you are moving down a spiral as it turns into a stronger frequency, and you spiral down into it. And with that, the energies intertwine together and move with you through your spine. As this is happening and you are dropping down, you are moving into another timeline, another dimension, one in which you visit at times in dream state, or when sleeping, or have glimpses of it at certain moments. Allow yourself to fall into this dimension, and in this space or dimension, as we may call it, is where Mary Magdalene resides. Mary Magdalene is here, and she is moving closer to you. She is extraordinarily beautiful and has dark brown eyes and olive skin. You see her long dark hair, and notice that she is wearing a robe. She is carrying many things with her, for she has been waiting for you in preparation for this healing. She would like to invite you into a cave, a place in which she dwelled and lived for a long period of time. The cave in your dimension, in the year you know where you are now, is a bit different, but the frequency there is the same. But where she resides, it still remains intact in the feeling and the power that is inside of it, where she was there quiet, alone, and cultivating this energy. This time that she spent here in this cave gave her the capacity to cultivate a very powerful energy that she has promised to share with those who come to her at the particular time and moment that they are ready to receive such a powerful healing. Become aware of her and sense her standing in front of you. She is very tender and loving. Her eyes are wide and open, and she looks at you. And there is something so familiar, as if you have known her forever, and you knew that there would be a moment where she would come to assist you. And this moment is now. She looks at you and gently turns away as you are looking at her back, and you have a sense to begin to follow her. And so you step off of the infinity symbols and you start to walk with her. And you notice that she's carrying a lot, but in it, something is falling out of what she is carrying, as if infinity symbols are floating around her and falling down, and they are starting to attach in a way to you, to fall onto you like a code of beautiful, intricate light that is filled with radiant love. And something inside of you starts to open and awaken, and you feel that she's taking you somewhere and you are ready to go with her. And so you follow her and you notice all of a sudden that you are in the woods, and it is very green here and very lush, and she is very clear in her intent and her path and where she is going, and you are following her down the path and through the woods. It is daytime, and the light is shining in through the canopy of the forest, and it is dappling on you and her. And as the light falls on the forest floor, it is making infinity signs everywhere, as if the symbols of the infinity are dancing all around you. Following this energy and her, you continue to walk through the woods, and then it finds a path, and this path is a hill. It's a bit of a steep climb, but she's walking very strongly ahead, not thinking anything of it, and you're following along, moving upward of this hill. It's not quite a mountain, but it could be perhaps named as so. It's a bit of a steep climb. You're feeling a little out of breath and yet so excited to see where she is taking you. She moves so quickly, it's almost as if there is no time and space. And before you know it, you find yourself at the top of this hill, and in front of you is a cave. This is her cave, and it is sacred to her. She, in this timeline, is here cultivating much love and power for different timelines that will arise, and energies and beings such as yourself who will appear to her to receive these healings. You begin to enter into the cave, and as caves are, it's a bit dark, but she has prepared a lot here for you so that you would feel very comfortable. And so there are candles, and they are lit in the cave, and they are surrounding you. They are everywhere. They are flickering and glistening, a beautiful light that is allowing you to see the walls of the cave and to see how beautiful they are. You also notice that there's some water dripping in the cave, and there are little crystals that are presenting themselves and glistening in the candlelight. It is a comforting place, and to make it even more comfortable, she has placed an altar in it. On the altar, she has a chalice, her alabaster, beautiful vase, candles, many stones and crystals, scents of frankincense and sandalwood and myrrh, and much more. She has her tools ready for you in the healing. There are roses of the color red and pink that are everywhere, blooming in the most beautiful way, with droplets of dew on them. And you sense and smell the rose. She has taken some of them and allowed their petals to fall on the floor, and they are underneath you, and you feel them. But more importantly, she has made a bed of them as she has placed so many in a space for you. But strangely, of sorts, the infinity symbol is on this bed made of the roses, and it is glistening with the candlelight, inviting you to lay on it. Laying on it, she instructs you that your heart is to lay at the 0 point of the infinity, your feet touching the bottom of the symbol and the crown of your head at the top of the symbol. You are laying down now, and you start to hear a sound like a celestial music playing, and you start to feel at ease as you drop even deeper into a state of relaxation. With that, she goes over to her altar and she gets her alabaster vase. This vase might not seem very big, but it is almost infinite, like the infinity signs, for it is filled with a plasmic golden light, and inside it is the swirling scent of the ancient and sacred and healing and powerful oils. Beneath you and under the bed are crystal bowls. These bowls carry different hertz frequencies, and each of the bowls makes a sound that is in resonance with your chakra. Each bowl is underneath the 7 chakras from your root to your crown beneath the bed, fitting perfectly in alignment with the infinity symbol as your heart is in the center, and 3 bowls are beneath and 3 above. You're just laying there, and that's all you have to do is to let go in this moment and surrender to her power and her love for you and your willingness to receive. She moves closer to where it is that you are, and she asks you to place your hand at your root chakra, for she would like to begin with the energy clearing here. As you do that, she comes closer to you and she begins to draw an infinity symbol at your root center, one horizontal and one vertical. They're floating an inch or two above the chakra. They are not actually in the chakra. And so this infinity symbol is floating above where your hands are. As you sense this sensation, she comes closer with her alabaster jar, and inside of it is a golden liquid light that is very healing and carries fractal patterns and geometries that come from her timeline and worlds and places that aren't fully understood where you are. Her job is to pour this liquid light into your chakra, and your job is to receive it and at the same time to allow it to dissemble any old constructs or structures based in the old paradigm or matrix so that you become more accountable or perhaps more adaptable or in alignment, we are finding the word to the new earth so that you are compatible with the new earth. This creates this compatible frequency so that you can operate in this new world. With that, just allow this light to pour here. Allow yourself to feel this liquid plasmic golden light pour into the 0 point and into your root center. Now, simultaneously at the back of the root center is an opening. It's almost like a wormhole moving from the front to the back. But as the liquid light comes in and creates space, it also deconstructs anything that is not compatible with the new earth. And with that, you feel a sensation or warmth where the energy underneath allows this frequencies of old energies to funnel out. So you may begin to feel a funneling feeling or a feeling of a spiral where the energies that may even feel a bit stagnant or old, places in your root center where you were disconnected from the earth, where you were felt unstable, where you were in fear or afraid, where there was a lot of lack or the inability to fully connect with the Great Mother. Any qualities of this are spinning out, and you feel a liquid pulling out. We can begin to pull it now. And she, for a moment, goes under your bed and begins to pull this out. In doing so, it starts to fall into the crystal bowl that is under you. And this bowl is red. And the energies that are falling in are all the ones that you choose and are willing to let go of. They could be fear of anything at all. It could be lack or disconnection, isolation, a feeling of aloneness, not feeling stable, ungrounded, scattered. There are many. Allow the feeling of whatever it is that may come in for you that you notice in that area that you are deconstructing by allowing the plasmic light to pour in and to create space for the new patterns to be rearranged. There is a rearrangement now taking place in your chakra that is compatible with the new earth. And the old energies are pouring out and into the crystal bowl. When you feel the energies have dropped out of the back of you and down into the bowl, Mary Magdalene goes over to the bowl and she gently begins to play it like a crystal bowl that is in the hertz frequency of the root chakra. And as she plays it, it starts to vibrate and a sound is born from it. And this born energy transmutes the old constructs as they collapse with inside of it, and an energy bursts from it as light rises up and into this root center where a love is moving through you, and you are feeling a rearrangement taking place on a biological level. The DNA molecules themselves are turning into crystalline frequencies and they are bursting like star systems of light. And embedded in them are new geometric patterns capable to create new worlds that are compatible with the new earth, which is perceived from a new perception in your reality as everything glistening with beauty and love. This will continue to occur while now Mary Magdalene invites you to place your hand on your sacral chakra. As you are doing that, she comes over to your sacral chakra and begins to pour this beautiful golden liquid light into the sacral area. and it is spinning so much like a spiral coming out of the alabaster jar, like glistening light that is falling into your sacral area, where the 0 point is widening as the infinity symbols, vertical and horizontal, are moving and spinning in this area. And the light falls into this space, and you open up to the receiving of it. And it instantaneously begins to deconstruct inside this place anywhere that there is an energy in which is not compatible with the new earth, where you open up to this beauty and love. Any place where you are feeling less than or unworthy or unimportant or invisible. And any place where there is constriction, or you are contracting, or you are hiding, or you are afraid, and so much more. Just allow the liquid plasmic light that is held with the power that has been cultivated by Mary Magdalene's love for so long to just simply move wherever it needs to move in order for the dissembling of these old patterns, frequencies, beliefs, and stories to deconstruct. And as they are deconstructing, just ask yourself, can you let them go? Are you ready to release them? Are you opening to her love? And as this occurs, you feel it's starting to seep out of your back a little bit further up, directly in relationship to the sacral chakra, and it is moving out of you, spinning down and falling into an orange bowl. And in this orange bowl, it is just receiving all of this old energy, but it is so happy to receive it because Mary Magdalene then goes down and plays the bowl. She spins the energy, and you hear the frequency of the sacral chakra, and in the sound that reverberates from the crystal bowl itself, and this color that is spinning everywhere, it instantaneously dissolves these old frequencies that were connected to a matrix that had its perfect design, but is now shifting and morphing into something else. And as it morphs and shifts, an explosion of beautiful crystalline light moves up into the sacral area, spinning it and opening it and allowing it to rearrange itself so that the DNA molecules are rearranged in a new way that is in alignment with these new patterns of light that are compatible with the new earth, opening up space for the receiving of even more love. As this is happening, it continues to happen on its own without you doing anything. And she's beginning to move a bit faster, working as you start to understand the process, asking you to place your hand now on your sacral or above solar plexus chakra now, placing your hand on your solar plexus, feeling the frequency here of your own power center. This is a very powerful and important center, and one that is, if any, very deeply embedded in the old construct of power, ego, hierarchy, worthiness, and more. As you connect into this, breathe. It is a center where it is important to breathe from, in, and out, feeling the rise and the fall of your belly. Breathing with this, sense Mary Magdalene in the beautiful alabaster jar, noticing that she is drawing upon this beautiful power center here in your solar plexus, two infinity signs, horizontal and vertical intersection of the 0 point. You can place your finger on the 0 point, sense where it is. Sense it in your solar plexus as you breathe. The more you are breathing, the solar plexus and the 0 point is widening, and she begins to pour the plasmic golden light from the alabaster jar into the 0 point, moving into your solar plexus. And as it is doing that, and it is spinning and it is moving there, you feel this warmth at the back of your back, and you notice the deconstructing and the rearranging occurring, and the choice point of the willingness to let go of any sense or feeling that you are not powerful, where you begin to own your power, and any energies where you in any way have been suppressing your power are dissipating and deconstructing, and you are noticing that this programming is no longer serving you, and these feelings that you may have had in the past of not being enough or unworthy or anything else that is arising in particular in this now moment for you is deconstructing, and it is coming out. It may feel like a sludge. It may be like a burnt orange, like rusty water or goopy black grayness, whatever it is, in remembering that it also may be connected to your digestive system and the organs that are here and around it, the liver and the spleen as well, the gallbladder. There's a lot going on here, and anything embedded in the tissues of this construct where you are not in alignment with your divine self is being released, including toxins of emotional and physical that are pouring out the back now. Just allow this energy to come out and to fall into the bright yellow crystal bowl that is beneath you. And as it falls in the bowl on its own, just does not even need Mary Magdalene's touch as it begins to sing and to spin, and the resonance of that hurt frequency immediately transmutes these vibrations as light comes out, spiraling up and into the solar plexus, bursting out the top of the 0 point energy, and it is spinning perfectly clockwise, and beautiful healing in this area is taking place. And as this is happening, that lower quadrant of the infinity symbol of these three centers are now spinning, moving, clearing, healing, rearranging, and being infused with love, absolute, pure, innocent, unconditional love. As that is happening, you are aware of Mary Magdalene's presence. She is placing a few more drops of the sacred oils into the jar as it is filling even more with this plasmic light. You are aware of the glistening candles all around, the smell of the roses, the snakes slithering by, the water on the walls of the cave, the crystals glistening in the candlelight. All of your senses are awakened, and she asks you to place your own hand on your heart. Placing your hand on your heart now, just allow yourself to be loved. Just allow yourself to feel loved. Allow yourself to know you are loved. Allow yourself to love yourself, all of yourself, completely, absolutely, and unconditionally. And allow Mary Magdalene to love you too. And as you feel this overwhelming sense of love, she comes to you, drawing with her finger the infinity symbol, running clockwise or both directions, but opening it clockwise. and you feel the 0 point opening and the alabaster jar moving close as the plasmic golden light liquid begins to pour into your heart, opening your heart now completely and fully, and allowing that liquid light to move into the heart. And as it moves in, it's washing the heart, the emotional heart, the physical heart, the spiritual heart, all of it. It's just washing it and clearing it, and any heartbreak or residue or feeling as if someone has hurt you, or grief, or a deep sense of loss in any way, or hardship that has been placed on the heart, wounds on the heart. Are being healed by this liquid light. It is going into every crevice, and you notice that any grayness or spots or hurt or grief is just beginning to soften as if it's breaking apart, and it is being washed by this golden love of this liquid that is moving into very gently into your heart, swirling around, and it is attracting and pulling off, in a sense, whatever is not meant anymore to be there, anything that has hardened the heart, and a willingness for the heart to be soft again, to be vulnerable, to be exposed, to feel free, to feel expressive. And you notice that this energy is just falling out the back of your back through the infinity symbol, for the heart is the center of the infinity point. It is the point where the love resides, and love is everything. And as you feel it falling out, you notice that it is spiraling down into a beautiful emerald crystal bowl. And this bowl has such a beautiful resonance and frequency of sound. And Mary Magdalene goes under the bed and begins with her fingers to gently make the sound over the crystal bowl as it starts to resonate, and you hear the frequencies rising, and the sound consumes all of that which had been hardened and painful in the heart in relation to grief or sorrow or relationships that have hurt you or left you or abandoned you, so that healing can occur and union with beautiful relationships can begin to open and merge. And with that, you feel the energy pouring into the bowl, and it's being transmuted as an explosion of emerald crystal light moves up and into the heart, opening it up like star systems widening and birthing new worlds through your heart. Your hand is there, and it is tingling with this love. And now you bring your hand higher to your throat, and you feel Mary Magdalene present, knowing now what to expect as she draws an infinity symbol, moving in the direction of horizontal and vertical, beginning to spin clockwise as the throat chakra is opening, a place in which words are powerful and birth worlds and universes and realities, and places in which perhaps those sounds inside of you have been pushed down or repressed. You feel your hand on your throat, and you feel the spinning of these energies moving as Mary Magdalene, with her alabaster jar, is over you. She begins to pour into the throat center this beautiful liquid plasmic golden light, and it goes into the throat, and it finds the places where your voice has been suppressed, where you've been forced to do or to say what was not true, where you had a mask of sorts of your own authenticity and your own truth, where sound and expression had been put down in some way, and you had no place to allow it to rise. And as this is happening, you feel an opening at the back of your neck, and the light moves in and washes this energy that is in your whole neck, even below your ears. And it is opening this whole space so that you may feel expression and sound rising to speak and to sing and to express in the fullness, unapologetically about truth. And that energy is opening there in the throat center. And as it is opening, this energy is falling out the back and it is spinning down and into this bowl that is underneath. And this bowl is a type of blue, a beautiful blue. And you find the energy just falling away, whatever you are willing to let go of as it begins to spin and Mary Magdalene begins to move it, and the frequency and the sound arises as it consumes whatever needs to be consumed within the throat in alignment with the old construct in which one cannot speak one's truth. And as that occurs, you feel an opening in the throat as if you want to sing the most beautiful celestial sound, as if you allow your voice to be free. And as that is happening, it's still spinning and moving. Mary Magdalene comes now over to your pineal gland. And as she does this time, she does not bring the alabaster jar. She has gone over to her altar and made a mixture of a particular oil. This oil is powerful and potent because the pineal gland is essential, that it is compatible with the matrix of the new earth, because with it, visions and capacities and gifts that you don't have or are not awakened are fully operating in this current reality are waiting for you. She comes over, not asking you this time to touch your third eye, but if you give her permission, she gently touches it with her finger and begins to rub a beautiful warm oil at the third eye. With that, she is drawing the infinity symbols in both directions, but as she draws them in both directions, she begins to tap on the third eye, and as she is tapping, the oils are also moving into this space, and you begin to smell the oils and the aroma of them, and they start to penetrate into the third eye, and they spiral all the way back into the pineal gland that looks like a pine cone. But as the oils seep in, there's an opening that happens, a recognition of a timeline, the timeline that she is from, where there are activated gifts of the pineal gland, the capacity to move through time and space, the capacity to heal, to create, the energies that are connected, that are compatible with the new earth frequency. As this happens, this is what is preparing a new energy to come. She goes back over to her altar and she has a chalice. This chalice is filled with special energies and liquids similar to the ones poured in the other chakras, but a little different, a golden powder of sorts that's been mixed with a very beautiful, holy, and sacred water that's come from the galactic realm and the inner realms. This frequency is special and only received in this moment. She's going to come over and pour it into your third eye. This is warm to the touch, and all you have to do is let go As it is poured onto the third eye, you will feel it moving as if it is just glistening everywhere, but it is seeping in and tunneling into the pineal gland, where it is awakening and opening up a flower that is blooming, this beautiful flower inside the pineal gland that is inside a room. And in this room, there are many tools inside, and symbols and teachings, and many beings of love and light that are here to assist you. And you can go now into this space and room and work with them and their tools, their teachings, and their wisdom. And they will continue to remind you and teach you what you already know. There is no need for anything to fall out of the back of the head here. This is a different piece for this part, but the bowl is underneath, and it is a beautiful purple of color. It is filled with magic and light, and inside it is the merging of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, of the left brain and the right brain, a particular unity frequency of sorts that is spinning and resonating as you hear its sound. It rises and moves from the mouth of God in the back of your neck into the pineal gland. And as this happens, it merges into this space and it begins to flood the space with the sound and the geometries and the colors and the liquid and all of it as it turns on the pineal gland. As this happens now, you just allow that to occur with some awareness that all these other centers are still spinning and moving as she comes over now to your crown. She stands now at the top of the bed and she places both hands on your crown simultaneously. She begins to draw the infinity symbols moving in both directions, and that space at your crown that was soft when you were a baby, she softens and opens it, going over also to her altar to get a very particular alchemic process of a liquid only meant for the crown, for the activating of this area that is quite beautiful, where halos are born from. She moves toward it and comes over, and she asks you for a moment to sit up. You have to sit up in a position where your head is facing the sky. And she comes over gently to you and begins to pour this spiraling energy that is also a liquid, that is the merging of gold and platinum and other colors, colors that you know in the rainbow pattern of your own timeline, but patterns of color you are unknown of before, as they all merge and flow down into your crown. As this is happening, this flowing energy moves down into the pineal gland and then into the throat and then into the heart and the solar plexus and the sacral and the root. And it flows down all the way into the cave as the light spreads out through the whole cave. And the cave begins to feel the sensation of these colors and they start spinning everywhere. And all these energies are opening and patterns of geometries and lights and beauty, and the flickering of the candles accentuates it as you sense all of this, and you are engulfed in this energy of pure love in the 0 point where a new pattern of a completeness is spinning inside, around, outside, and through you as you are merging with a new template that is compatible with the new earth. And as you are doing that, Mary Magdalene just steps out for a moment, allowing you to calibrate to this whole new template of energy that is moving into your DNA and unlocking and energizing everything as you're feeling a surge of youthfulness and vitality and beauty and love. And as this is happening and all of this energy is moving and expanding, you feel as though you could disappear, as if it can collapse inside itself. And you notice that it is inside you and outside of you, beneath you, above you, to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. You are immersed in this template, this beautiful energy, and you just rest for a moment in that, disappearing into the emptiness of nothing and everything all at once, knowing that something profound and beautiful just happened, and that you are a living, activated light body in connection and relationship to a new world that is birthing new possibilities in which you have chosen to become compatible with, in alignment with, and to be a part of, because it is your destiny. Breathing in and letting go, allowing, trusting, and loving oneself and all living things in a unified field of light. Just rest in that. Feel that moving through your body, allowing yourself to calibrate to it and to integrate it over the coming days and weeks, to notice where it wants to go, to allow it to move where it needs to move, to accept it, to recognize it as healing and loving, to be gentle with yourself, to ease into this new template with as much joy and love as you can. And so it is. A great blessing and gift from Mary Magdalene, and as quickly as she appeared with this gift, she has disappeared, leaving you in this new frequency. All right. So, all right, just inviting you to slowly come back to this now moment, to feel whatever you're feeling, to allow it to integrate and to seep into the cells in your body. The light code for the new earth, where you carry this template into, and we create it and form it together as a community, starts next Monday, not tomorrow. We would love to have you with us. Okay. Hopefully you're all good. Loving you, sending you love and light. Enjoy this. And I will see you next Sunday. for our free call. Tell your friends and family. It's time, right, to move into this new template. Let's do it together. So beautiful. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm going to hang up. Enjoy this beautiful spring day. Take a walk. All right. Love you.